So I thought it was time that I did a top 10 list, top 10 reasons people like to live in the Tri-Cities or move to the Tri-Cities.
Yes.
John, you've lived here a long time yourself.
Yeah.
I want to see if any of your first three match up with my list. So what would you say is one of the top reasons people like to live in Tri-Cities or move to Tri-Cities?
Well, the weather isn't that bad.
Boom. You hit my number 5. So number 5, many times people see. So we're going to start there because it's a good one for John. And I actually heard 2 clients in the lobby of our office this last week talking to agents about this. Number 5, I had down the statistic that you see at the Chamber of Commerce and all over all the time is 300 days of sunshine.
Yeah.
And so John was talking about the weather. So Tri-Cities is a high desert climate east of the Cascade Mountains. So you get significantly more sun and less rain. Like our average is all the time between 7 to 8 inches annually compared to Western Washington, which can be from 38 to 42. So if you need to dry out, like if you're soggy, that you can come to the Tri-Cities. Part of that weather, too, is that it allows you, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this in one of the other ones, but, we've got great golf courses. We've got great outdoor activities. So the weather, and you do get you get 4 distinct seasons.
Yes.
So a lot of times people are like, oh, man, if I go south, like it feels like it's always summer. Maybe a little bit of spring, but it's always spring, summer. So I don't get a fall season, or I don't get, I might want to ski or snowboard, so I don't get a winter season. Well, you get all 4 distinct seasons. So weather coming in, number 5 on my list. You nailed it, McKay. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is fast-growing businesses or businesses moving into the area.
Yeah, so absolutely. So we matched,
and not necessarily just Hanford related.
Absolutely. So we matched on this perfectly. So that as well was my number 2. So it was my number 2 as well. So we have a perfect match on that one. I had down strong and growing economy. In fact, over the last 10 years, there's been numerous years where we've been ranked as one of the fastest growth areas in the state. Population has grown by 3.5% just since 2020. If you take our surrounding areas into effect, we're just over 300,000. So we're not like huge mega, but we're also not super small. So we attract all of the amenities. And our jobs, like John was saying, we've got multiple industries for job growth. We've got science and engineering supporting the Hanford site. We've got environmental cleanup. We've got new energy technologies. We've got agriculture. We've got data centers, healthcare, technology. So our strong and growing economy is one of the biggest reasons. That's why it was my number 2, because a lot of people initially come here for jobs. They get a job offer, they get a great job, they move here. And then I've seen so many times where people move here, they might not even stay in that first job that they got, but they stay in the area because they fall in love with it.
Yep.
And then they move industries. And so we see a lot of people come originally from national exposure with the site and Hanford, and then stay in other industries. So number 2 was strong and growing economy. That's what I had on my list.
Okay.
Number 3, John McKay, this is your list, not mine. I'm getting your top 3, and then I'm going to bust into some of my top 5 all the way to number 10.
Shall we say, compared to some other places like Californians moving up here, a little bit better climate, politically, tax, socioeconomic.
John, okay. Oh man, you're going to make me be creative. I'm not going to say it like you did. I'm looking at my list right now, trying to find a category of what you said that fits into. I thought you were going for my number 1.
Okay.
And then you took an absolute left field
Turn to
there.
the right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go, gosh, I don't even know. Okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt of what you just said, which makes me absolutely die laughing. And I'm gonna put you in my number 9 category.
Okay.
Based upon what you said. And my number 9 category was small town feel. Okay. I know it's a stretch to get what you said in there, but if we hit my number 9 of small town feel, Tri-Cities continues to grow steadily.
Yes.
I mean, we've got like ongoing residential growth. We've got commercial growth. We've had really, really good infrastructure development go on in the area. But it still maintains a manageable pace of growth where it's not like too much too fast.
Yeah.
And that small town community feel. So you might not get that in a large city like Portland or California. And so yes, McKay, as much as I appreciated a few of your comments in there, I am putting that into small town feel number 9. So number 1 reason I put down was the housing market and the ability to get more house and property for your money. If we go back 4 years ago, I know people don't want to remember COVID and stuff that happened, but it was a prime example when you put a microscope on if people can live wherever they want and work remotely. I sold so many homes to people that were moving here because they could get more house for the money. They could get more property. They could have a yard. They could have a view for the same price that they were in bigger cities. And so I put down the housing market with more house and property for your money as number 1, because if that's a factor for people, it is a great place to live for your bang for your buck and what you get there. We already talked about number 2, strong and growing economy. Little more detail when we go to number 3. Number 3, I put down wine country. We are just absolutely in the heart of Washington wine country. We've also got a lot of microbreweries and brew pubs. So we've got agro tourism here. Yep. And it just, we're right next to some of the AVAs, Red Mountain, Horse Heaven Hills. We've got award-winning wines. It's a great place to get out, relax, spend time with friends, entertaining, do some wine tasting, take some tours. So it's absolutely changed the landscape of the area over the last 15 to 20 years. In conjunction with that, the 4th thing that I hear from most people, in combination with our weather, is the outdoor lifestyle. Yeah. So when you look at, we've got the Columbia rivers, the Snake rivers, the Yakima River. We've got boating, paddleboarding, fishing, kayaking. It provides panoramic river views for many of our subdivisions have beautiful home sites with views of the water and views of the river. If you look at, I just saw a news story 2 weeks ago, in line with all of that, we've been hosting the Ironman race here. Yep. And in that news story, I saw that over all of the Ironman races, it was rated as one of the top courses by athletes. And so I think that really just kind of showcases like the world-class facilities that we have to host some of these outdoor activities. So those are reasons why people like to come, live, train, play here, and work here. Number 5, we had 300 days of sunshine. We went over that already. This is a big one for me. I don't know if it would be on everybody's list, but it's not no. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Okay. No traffic. Okay, no traffic. There is, by some people's definitions, and you can't talk to a local about this. Yeah. If you talk to somebody in the Tri-Cities. Well, John, I'll ask you, what's your definition of traffic?
My definition of traffic is trying to get onto the Blue Bridge off of Lewis Street between 3:45 and 5. Okay. And by most people's cases, no big deal. Yeah. I think my definition of traffic in Tri-Cities is there's more than 10 cars at a stoplight, right? Like how
freaking spoiled are we?
Yeah.
If there's more than 10 cars at a stoplight, people are like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? It took so long to get there. We basically don't have traffic. I mean, by all intents and purposes, when people move here from Seattle, Portland, Boise, some of these other big cities, people are here like it literally, if you're centrally located, it takes you like 12 minutes to get anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And if it's more than 12 minutes, you're like, oh, it's so far. I don't know if I should go. Like very, very spoiled in that case.
If people want a good example, if you've ever been stuck on the 405 in Seattle and you're going 52, 55, and within 10 to 12 seconds, you are down to crawling,
and then you might be crawling for 30, 40, 50 minutes. So commuting here, I love it when someone comes here from a big city, like their idea of usually people will say to me, like sometimes people will get in a car with me and they'll be like, okay, so our biggest thing is that we're not more than like 40 minutes away from work. And I was like, okay, so Walla Walla opened up for me all of a sudden, and they're looking at Kennewick. No, I mean, it's not quite that bad, but like if someone tells me that, I'm like, yeah, like you're fine, right? And I think after you spend a little time here, you're going to take that definition and bring it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, short commute is big for us. Number 7 that I had on the list is easy access to bigger cities.
Yes.
People like that you can be in Portland in 3 hours. You can go watch the Seahawks play. You can go watch the Kraken play. You can go watch the Supersonics. Are they coming? I had to. Okay. Didn't NBA just get approval for expanded? Sorry, this isn't
it's in the works.
It's in the works. This isn't a sports show, but okay. But let's say everything but Mariners, okay, soccer. I mean, you can within 3 to 4 hours be in your seats watching major sports, watching, the opera, watching cultural. We have easy access to bigger cities. Get in, get back. Number 8 on my list, I had education. WSU Tri-Cities and CBC, Columbia Basin College, is providing some amazing educational opportunities for people in our community, for our youth. It's given people the ability to get 4-year degrees and stay in our community for usually a quarter of the price if they had to leave. So, I mean, they serve a massive amount of students very, very well. Another thing too is like also our school districts, Richland, Pasco, Kennewick. There's STEM schools. There's a lot of choices in the education realm for us here. A lot of specialized trade schools as well. We just have really good options from an education perspective.
Yes.
Number 9, we talked about before. We had skipped ahead. That was small town feel. And then number 10 is I'm still going to put cost of living in there. Yes, we've seen prices. The entire nation has seen real estate prices go up, over the course of the last 5 years. But if you look at cost of living data, we are still about 4% lower than the national average. Housing generally runs 12 to 16% below the national average. And utilities run about 18% lower than the national average. So we're still beating the national average with a better cost of living index there. And so that really rounded out kind of my top 10 list for why I see people, why you should move here, why I see people move here, and then more importantly, why they end up staying.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them end up staying. That's my top 10 list for Tri-Cities. We're helping those people buy and sell, make those decisions, show them what they can or can't do. If you've considered any of those reasons as a reason to purchase and stay, go to kenmoreteam.com, shoot us a message. We would love to help you find your dream home